Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Conscious Regressionism. My name is Sabine and today I'm going to talk to you guys about 3 life-changing secrets that all young equestrians should know about dressage training. Are you ready for it? I am. Let's go. The reason that I want to discuss this topic with you guys is because I've noticed that the more and more I go to dressage tests nowadays, the more frustration I see with young equestrians, which is a shame because, come on, we have the best hobby in the world, so we're supposed to enjoy it, right? And then why are we so angry with the horses? So I want to give you a few ideas that I believe is going to help you in a huge way to improve your dressage training and the work with your horses overall. For me, for sure, it made all the difference in the world, so I seriously hope it will do for you the same thing. But to start things off with, this is not some sales pitch for something super complicated and some fairy tale out there that's going to help you out doing this. It's super easy, it's all really logical, and you're going to think by yourself like, why didn't I just think of this sooner? So just sit back, relax, enjoy the video, and I seriously hope this is going to help you out. So here's number 1. Your horse is not some evil monster. So let's stop treating them that way. If your horse is having a problem with an exercise, he's flat out refusing, he is just not doing it, there's probably something going on. One of the things could be that the tack is in the way, could be that he is in pain, could be his body is sore, could be maybe you're just not really clear with your aids. I mean, let's face it, I'm not a top-notch dressage rider, are you? Maybe not. So it could be that maybe we are giving some sort of mixed signals, and your horse is just not getting what it is that you want from him or her. So let's just accept that if they're not doing it, it's not to bother you, hurt you, be in your way, or just because they're lazy. They are not. Your horse is not. I can assure you that he will or she will do anything they can to please you. But if they can't, they just can't. And it's your job to figure out why not and to accept that in that moment, this is not forever, but in that moment when you're asking it, something is going on. Your job to figure out what it is. Tip number 2, and that is ask your horse questions they can answer yes to. And I stole this one from Warwick Schiller. Warwick is a hero. He is golden. Like, look at all his videos that he is doing in a relationship path. I love it. And one of the most logical thing that he says is ask questions to your horse that he can or she can say yes to. So don't start with the side pass if you didn't even explain the concept of yielding to your horse yet. It just doesn't make any sense. So build up your training in such a way that you can develop from what they already know. So if you're going to do something new, start from a point that they already understand. And just a new thing is a little bit expanding of what they already know. Because I'm sure if you ask it that way, your horse will say yes, and it will not become some frustration bull of, the darn animal is just not doing what I want. So here we go for tip number 3. It's all about the basics. And I know that this is the biggest cliche in horse world. It's all about the basics. But it's true. Like, all the masters, they focus on the basics because things that seem complicated like passage, piaffe, side pass, etc., that all those big high-level dressage trainers are doing, it's really not that complicated. The exercises to do are actually really simple. To teach them to your horse in a proper way, that's a whole other thing. And you know what? You cannot teach your horse to do a proper piaffe if you cannot get it working over its back properly, which means that your arms need to be forward, your seat needs to be balanced, your horse needs to be forward, light on the aids, and there's a lot of stuff in the basics there that you need to have working properly first before you can start thinking about doing side passes, collection, or leg yield. So do yourself a favor, instead of, like I had to do, go back to the basics, like 25 year already in the thing. just focus on them now. Like in every training that you're doing, focus on those basics. Like, can I be soft with my legs and then my horse will respond? If no, why not? Am I balanced in the saddle or not? Like, is my horse, very basic thing, is my horse happy to work for me? Is he just cranky, pinning his horse all the way back, and he's like, if I really have to? Because that's not a good sign. So work on your basics. Keep things simple, light, and easy. You will make it so much nicer for yourself and for your horse. And in the end, isn't that what it's all about? Tip number 4, and this is for sure the most difficult one. Time is everything. Like, helping a horse's body develop takes time. Whether we want it or not, we just need to accept that. Like, if I go to the gym tomorrow, I'm not going to have a 6-pack next week. I wish, trust me, but it doesn't work that way. Like, I would have to I need to find and develop a proper training regime that fits with my body. I need to like align my nutrition. I need to go to the gym, I think at least for 6 months, to get rid of the fat and actually get a 6-pack. So if I know that's going to take me 6 months, I need to have a proper plan to get there. The same goes with developing the body of the horse. If you want the horse to be able to carry you, it needs to like train his core, bring up the back, move over the back, be super relaxed and nice. This takes time. Like, you're asking your horse to do 100 sit-ups in one training. I don't know about you, but if I go to the gym now, I am pretty much convinced that I will not make it to 100 sit-ups. So, you need to give your horse time to get to that level. If your horse cannot relax and get over the back at that level, it means you need to go back. I wrote about this in a blog that's called The Baseline. I will make a video about that somewhere in the future, I'm sure. But it's really important to adapt your training to the level where your horse is at, because only then he's capable to grow and develop. And again, development takes time. And this same thing goes with the relationship that you have with your horse. Last week I saw a post on Facebook that says, I just got my horse for a month and I don't really seem to bond with her. Yeah, you just had the horse for a month. Like, it's like taking a guy out on a date and then start stalking him and like declaring your love to him. I'm sure your date is going to run away and think you're nuts. So why do we want the same thing from our horses? Give yourself time. Like, nowadays a horse gets 20, 21 maybe. They will be old before you know it. Doesn't mean that you need to be at the highest level tomorrow if you just purchased a 3-year-old, but give yourself the time to enjoy the whole process, the whole journey of building a relationship with your horse and getting to the highest level that you would like to achieve with the horse. And maybe the highest level is just chilling in the backyard. Doesn't matter. Like, accept that things take time. You and your horse will have a so much better time because you can relax. And your horse really doesn't care about your showing schedule. He doesn't. She doesn't. So you need to adapt your showing schedule to the horse, and most likely it will take time. Like 90% of the problems that I come across as a trainer and a teacher is people not giving their horse enough time. They rush, they ask too much, the horse gets frustrated, then it doesn't do it anymore, or she's just angry all the time, and then they say, oh, it's just a mare. No, it's not. My mares are fine. I love them, and they're super chill. So it's all about how you're with them. So accept things take time. Well, those were 3 tips, but I'm going to give you one bonus one. And that is, don't be a drill instructor. Like, if you are going to go to the gym and you were training with a trainer and he's going to make you do the same exercise over and 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 over again, your muscles are sore, your body is in pain, you're mentally exhausted, you're not having fun anymore. So why do that exercise over and over and over and over and over again while we all know that you're not going to get stronger from that? Or Maybe I had this in school, so this is a very vivid memory for me. When I was a kid, I needed to make a drawing with a tree and papers, and I don't know. I never understood the exercise, but the teacher made me stay late to ask me to do the same thing over and over. I just never got what she wanted from me, you know? And I, the rest of my life, accepted that I'm incapable of doing anything creative, because if you ask me to do something creative, I don't understand what you want from me, because it's all blur and concept, etc., which makes no sense. I just got traumatized by a teacher. So here again, she was asking me to do something over and over and over and over and over again that I just didn't understand. The fun for me was totally out of it. Maybe you had something similar. Now, take this to your horse. You probably knew where I was going. What if you ask the same question to your horse over and over and over and over and over and over and over? Exactly that one. Like, do you think that your horse is actually having a good time? Do you actually think that your horse is going to improve if you do it over and over and over again? Probably not, right? So I have one basic rule that I apply to all the exercises that I do during a training session. And my sessions sometimes last for 45 minutes, sure. I never do one exercise more than 3 times on one side. Which means if I start warming up, I'm going to start with a little leg yielding. And I'm going to do 3 on the right hand and 3 on the left hand. And when I start to do the warming up and trot, I'm going to do 3 on the right hand and I'm going to do 3 on the left hand. Maybe then I'm going to do some shoulder fours. 3 on the right hand, 3 on the left hand. Maybe then what I can do is do some yielding from maybe the fence line to the center line. Also an option. I barely do that exercise, but you know, if you per se want to work on your yielding, then that's another opportunity to add a little bit of yielding. But I never do an exercise more than 3 times. Circles, don't ride them more than 3 times. Broken lines, never more than 3 times. Like, keep on going. Just, it's no fun for anyone to do the same exercise over and over and over and over and over again. And maybe you're on a test level that there's just one exercise that you guys just can't seem to get through. You will. I'm going back to point number 3. Everything takes time. Or maybe that was point number 4. I don't remember. Probably point number 4. Everything takes time. So if you can manage to make that exercise work within a week, give your horse 2 months. Probably will be better, but don't be a drill instructor. So with all this information, you can start rebranding, relooking at your dressage training. So in your next session, what you're going to do is you're going to check out that if there are things your horse finds a little bit difficult, like maybe bending to the left, maybe bending to the right, maybe the leg heel to the left, maybe to the right. Maybe where is their comfort? Where is their discomfort? Like, you're going to check if your horse refuses to do something. You're going to realize, like, okay, I've hit a boundary here. There's something up. He cannot do this. And you're going to figure out why. Maybe it's like a strength. Maybe something is bothering him. Maybe the saddle is not fitting well. Maybe his teeth are bothering him. Maybe he needs a body worker. I don't know, but you are going to accept that. Second thing is that you're going to ask your horse questions that he or she can say yes to. So before you're going to start with an exercise, you're going to think, what do I want from my horse, and can he or she do it for me? If yes, go on. If no, try to figure out something in between what it is that you want and between what your horse can or cannot do. Not that difficult, I think. 3, you're going to focus on the basics. Your seats, your hand aids, your leg aids. Like, how do you sit? Are you balanced? Are you relaxed? Are you here in the right place? And you're going to start improving the things that you know your horse can already do, but not like excessively, but just with a tiny little bit. Maybe a little bit more stepping under with the hind leg. Maybe a little bit more relaxation. Maybe getting him a little bit more or her a little bit more towards her hand. Like tiny little things that's going to improve your horse in the long term. Then you are going to accept as well that things take time. Like, your horse will improve over time if you ask him to do a little bit more and better every day. If you're going to ask perfection every time, you're not going to get it. And it will be very frustrating. So as long as you realize that maybe in 3 months from now, the question that you want to ask now, he can actually say yes to, give yourself the 3 months. It's okay and it's going to be all fine. I promise you. And then, as the last bonus, you're going to try to never be a drill instructor to your horse again. So I hope this video has been helpful to you, and I really hope that you are going to look at your dressage training a little bit differently. I can assure you that this is very horse friendly. Your horse is going to be super thankful if you're going to approach it a little bit differently. But being a little bit more kind, be a little bit more relaxed, like, you know, you and your horse are supposed to have fun. If you're constantly asking things that you cannot do or that your horse cannot do, it's just not fun. It's not fun for you. It's not fun for your horse. Then why do it at all? So if you are willing to take a look at these things are just going to be, like, the whole training is going to be so much easier and so much more fun and so much more relaxing. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have questions, please post them in the comment below. Follow us because there's going to be a ton more videos coming out soon. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye.